Yo, what's going on, guys? Evan Tanaka here, back with another video. In today's video, I'm giving you guys my predictions for the 250k finals that is happening at 3 p.m. Pacific and 6 p.m. Eastern time. We have Splash versus Swaggy, and we have Ty versus Definitive, or E, whatever you guys want to call them. So if you guys want to watch this, you can watch it at the NBA 2K stream on Twitch, but I would recommend either watching DBG's watch party or watching Isaac's watch party. I'll leave both their Twitch links in the description down below. Two of the best watch parties to watch. Looking at the current gen side of the bracket, like you guys can see, for the PS4 side, Splash got through, and then for the Xbox One, it was Swaggy. So the finals matchup for $200,000 is going to be Splash versus Swaggy. Let's take a quick little look into their run, and then we'll talk about who I have winning in the final matchup. Also, these are best out of 3 games between Splash and Swaggy. All these games before were 1 game elimination, so it's definitely a different type of tournament game, right? This is best out of 3. Before, it was only best out of 1. So Splash here to play Authentic, who is a pretty good 2K player, obviously in the competitive scene. Splash kind of easy work there, not gonna lie. Then Splash beat Onus by 20 points, and when I say easy work, I mean for Splash. Obviously, these guys are all competitive players and would most likely, are probably in the top 1% of the community. But for Splash, 2 not easier opponents, but 2 opponents that he had pretty big wins over. Then versus Jin, this was an amazing game. Jin is one of the best players on PS or PS5, PS4, one of the best players. So him and Splash had a great game. Splash only won by 3, but a really good game there. And then in the finals, to put Splash into the 250k finals, he had to play 11, another great PS4 player. A PS5 player, doesn't matter, but I think he's better on current gen. Another great game. Splash won by 2. Now when we look at the Xbox side of things, Swaggy, it's not showing score, or no, yeah, it does show scores. Swaggy, honestly, I don't know if he had an easier run necessarily, like, like with players, but he was blowing out opponents later in the rounds. But for some reason, at the start, like Thomas only won by 7. Then he plays Drex, only wins by 2. But then he beats JC by like 21, and he beats Losing Weight by, 24. So it was kind of weird. It was opposite of Splash. Splash had not too easier matchups at the start, or maybe you could say that, but what I'm saying is Splash's first 2 games were kind of blowouts, and then the next 2 games for the semifinals and the finals were really close matchups, where Swaggy had 2 closer games in his first 2 rounds, and then the semifinals and the finals were kind of blowouts for Swaggy. So if you guys want to know my prediction for the Splash versus Swaggy finals, it is going to be best out of 3. It is going to be played on PlayStation, and I do have Splash winning. I know that sounds like a pretty, everyone's going to pick Splash, but I think you have to go with Splash. He's been there before. He has the experience. He's super hungry to get the win because he lost last year, right? If he won last year, I'd maybe say Swaggy, but since he lost last year, he's really hungry to get the win. So I think Splash does come away with it. I do think it's going to game 3. I think Splash wins game 1. I think Swaggy wins game 2, and then I think Splash wins game 3. That's my prediction for how this series goes. Now talking about next gen in the finals, we do have Definitive, or Definitely, however you want to say it, or his name's E in the community. I'm just gonna call him E because that's what everyone calls him. So E versus Ty in the finals. Let's look at their kind of run to get to the finals. Let's start with E here. Who is his first round matchup? He had to play Giants fan, who is good. He's kind of a mashing player, different kind of play style than most people. Kind of not blew him out, but it was a fair, easy game for him. Next is going to be between the unsold product. Absolute blowout there. Then he plays Jin, who we talked about, a very good opponent, and he beat Jin by 5. So we can kind of see the comparison between Splash and E. How do they fare up against Jin? They both beat Jin, but Jin gave them both really good games. And then he had to play T-Loading, who he won by 5. So it was an absolute crazy performance by Ty in round number 1 to come back from 19 points against AOT Trey. So he won that game by 2 points. So a very close call for Ty in game number 1. And then we can see, honestly, from there, was kind of easy going for Ty, right? I think he was just super motivated to get to the finals because of what happened on current gen the day before. So he beats Bless by 21, and Bless is a very good opponent. I actually had Bless beating Ty when I made my predictions video last time. Ty blew him out of the water by 21. Then he goes on to play FaZe, another great opponent on Xbox Next Gen, beats him by 12, a little bit closer of a game than Bless, but still Ty looking fairly solid. And then against CB to make it to the finals, CB, a very good opponent, and beats CB by 20 points. So other than Ty's first game, not an easy run to the finals. He had to play 3 very competitive opponents, but did blow out 2 of them and beat one person by 12. So for him, a fairly not easy run, right? Because obviously he had to play good opponents, but by the scores, it was an easy run to the finals. Obviously, my prediction is going to be Ty. I have to rock with my Xbox boy. But the one thing I will say, my prediction is Ty. But the one thing I will say, Ty did win last year. And if what happened to Ty on current gen didn't happen, I would not have Ty winning this finals. Because of the fact I don't think he'd be as hungry as he is right now. I think Ty is super pissed off of what happened on current gen. I think he's been super motivated to win this series. So I'm gonna pick Ty, but if this didn't happen on current gen where he got logged out of his account and he couldn't play on current gen, if that didn't happen, I would honestly pick the upset in E, because you guys don't know, E is really good at this game. So I'm gonna take Ty in a game in a best set of 3. I'm gonna take Ty 2-1. I think E wins the first game, and I think Ty wins the next 2 games. Same thing that happened against Splash, right? Splash won the first game against Ty, and then Ty won game number 2 and game number 3. So those are my predictions for the 250K finals. Let me know in the comment section down below. Who do you guys have winning between E, Ty, Splash, and Swaggy? Like I said, I got Splash and I got Ty. I know that's pretty, maybe not biased, but that's pretty, everyone's going to probably say that. But let me know if you guys have any upsets. You guys think Swaggy's going to win? You guys think E's going to win? They're both amazing players and can easily, well, not easily, but they can definitely pull off this upset. I would not be surprised if we see Swaggy and E as the champions tonight. I would not be surprised, but my predictions are going to be Ty and Splash. Let me know who you guys got in the comment section down below. Hope you guys did enjoy today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.